Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, a daring rescue by Sarasota County Fire on Sunday morning. The fire department working with police to rescue a construction worker dangling near the top of a 17-story building. ABC 7's Erica Jackson was at the scene during that rescue and describes how a special operations team was able to save that worker's life.
Here at View Condominiums at US 41 and Gulfstream Avenue, crews had to halt construction when two workers found themselves in a life-threatening situation.
I saw all the police cars and all the fire trucks, and I saw everybody looking it up.
All eyes on the View condo building Sunday morning, not to marvel at the project's size or progress, but to watch two construction workers cling to life.
I always scare every time I see these people upstairs. Because I always think anything can happen.
Those workers hanging on for their lives when a scaffolding line snapped near the 15th floor of the condos. Sarasota County Fire Rescue says one of the victims was rescued by other construction workers just after 11 a.m. But the other was stuck for more than an hour before he could be lifted safely to the roof.
I said, oh my God, I hope they can rescue them as soon as possible because it was like pretty high.
We have safety lines in place to take care of the victim as well as the firefighters, and we were able to perform that without any incident.
Fire Chief Michael Regner says a team specialized in high-angle rescues was able to quickly harness the victim. Then crew members on the roof pulled the construction worker up 2 stories.
The victim was harnessed in quickly so that he was safe. And once he was harnessed and safe, we were able to take our time, make sure we did everything as safely as possible.
That man was injured and both victims were taken to local hospitals. Witnesses say the scene could have ended much worse.
Because it was hanging, if it fell down, there's no way they can survive.
Chief Regner says he's only seen 6 high-angled rescues in the last 3 decades, but the special operations team still practices them often. Fire Rescue will review the incident and share suggested improvements with the construction company.
We will get the team together, the fire department team, do a post-incident action and determine what could have went wrong, what we did right, what are the things that we need to improve upon.
The fire chief says builders will have to look at the broken scaffolding and figure out the best way to get it down safely. Reporting in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And remember, for the latest on local breaking news, you can download our My Suncoast app. Traffic alerts, important news updates, and weather forecasts delivered straight to your phone. Starting tomorrow, one of Sarasota Bay's popular connectors to the Gulf will be closed to boaters. The Coast Guard is closing New Pass from Monday until Friday, June 16th, as they work to remove navigational markers. The Coast Guard found the channel was unsafe due to shoaling, a situation that worsened after the 2016 hurricane season. Now the Coast Guard says they can no longer safely mark the best water in the channel for travel. Aids to navigation will not be returned until the conditions improve. In the meantime, boaters will be asked to use their best judgment while navigating those waters. And in a little less than an hour, the Tom Adams Bridge that connects Englewood to the Barrier Island will be closed for a week. Construction beginning on a $10 million project installing a new tender house, replacing all of the electrical and mechanical equipment, replacing concrete approach slabs, and widening those sidewalks, all starting overnight here. Charlotte County officials are encouraging people to be patient during that construction. And let's head over to Wendy Ross for a check on the weather today. Rainy day out there, Wendy.
I know, and things are finally coming to an end. We still have some lingering light showers out there right now, mostly affecting eastern Manatee and eastern Sarasota counties. It's all moving off towards the north, and we still have a couple of showers here just to the south of Bradenton, and those two are moving north and eastward, and we're not seeing anything further developing out in the Gulf of Mexico. But we have had plenty of rain, especially over the interior sections of our viewing area. Over 3 inches of rain in portions of Hardee County, and then we're looking at 1 to 1.5 inches of rain in sections from Charlotte County all the way up through Manatee County throughout the day today. Plenty of showers taking place, and now temperatures have finally started to come down, mostly in the 70s at this hour. And of course, we're not going to see them fall too much more. We'll let you know when our next bout of rain is coming. It's coming. We'll tell you when. Adam?
All right, thank you, Wendy. Tonight, U.S. forces have taken out an al-Shabaab militant target with a precision airstrike by drone. The unmanned drone hitting one of the al-Qaeda-linked group's main training and command posts in Somalia. The Pentagon estimating that 8 militants were also killed in that strike. These airstrikes are a first under President Trump's new authority given to carry out offensive actions in the area. And they come a day after the attack on 4 U.S. troops in eastern Afghanistan Saturday, where an apparent undercover Taliban member killed 3 American soldiers who were assigned to train him. Tonight, Puerto Rico is sending a message to the U.S. Congress and the world, raising the question, could Puerto Rico become the 51st U.S. state? Nearly 500,000 Puerto Rican voters said yes for statehood in a non-binding referendum. The participation rate was nearly 23% of the territory's roughly 2.26 million registered voters, but many are questioning the validity of that vote amid such a low turnout. U.S. Congress does have the final say on any changes to the U.S. territory's political status, regardless of that referendum's final outcome. A near disaster for Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence when the Hollywood actress's private jet's engines failed at 39,000 feet. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more on her emergency landing.
Real life drama for one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
I volunteer as tribute.
Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence and one other passenger on board a private plane Saturday afternoon when her rep says one of the engines failed.
We have emergency inbound.
The Beechcraft jet traveling from Lawrence's hometown in Louisville, Kentucky, heading to Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, reaching 39,000 feet when the pilot reported the problem. The plane then making an emergency landing in Buffalo.
The emergency vehicles are going to follow.
The publicist for the Hunger Games and Silver Linings Playbook star saying the scare didn't end there, writing in a statement, while in the middle of the unscheduled landing, the other engine failed. Despite the double engine failure, the pilots landed the plane safely.
Dual engine failures are very rare on any airplane, but if in fact both engines did fail in this flight, it would have put Ms. Lawrence in serious danger.
Lawrence, the other passenger, and the 2 crew members on board making it off unhurt. It's still unclear what caused the engine problems. The FAA is now investigating. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Burbank, California.
And back here at home, you can get ready for more out-of-business sales at some popular retail stores. The Ascena Retail Group, which owns Ann Taylor, Dress Barn, Loft, Lane Bryant, Justice, Maurice's, and Catherine's stores, has announced plans to shut down between 250 and 650 locations over the next 2 years. At this time, it is unknown how many of each brand will close or the locations of those stores. Currently, all of those brands are represented here on the Sun Coast. And good news for Florida oranges. The forecast for this month's growing period has increased. Federal agriculture officials say that the June forecast showed the state's orange crop growing by 500,000 boxes. And even though the grapefruit crop forecast remained unchanged from the previous month, experts are calling this a win for the state in its fight against the citrus greening disease. Rain or shine, the Bradenton Boat Show celebrated another successful weekend, showing off over 100 boats at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. Those in attendance had the chance to talk to boating experts or the pros at Captain Joe Fishing School, make that big purchase, or fantasize about what they want to be cruising in next time they're on the water.
There's some outstanding boats that are much bigger than what we've ever had here before. I mean, we have all sizes, but there are some really incredible big boats here that I think people will get a charge out of seeing. The other thing about this place is great is a lot of times you go to a boat show, it's outside in the heat, the humidity, and the rain. Here it's nice and cool. We do have some boats outside, but there are plenty of boats on the inside.
And besides the boats, the show also featured accessories, fishing gear, and apparel. Still to come here on ABC 7, the nation honors the victims of the worst mass shooting in U.S. history as its 1-year anniversary approaches. And the 10th largest awarded U.S. lottery prize of all time, who ended up winning that Powerball jackpot.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make 1 monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
The city of Orlando is preparing to honor the 1-year anniversary of the tragic shooting at the Pulse nightclub that left 49 people dead and more than 50 others hurt. ABC's Janae Norman is in Orlando ahead of that ceremony planned for overnight.
364 days later, and for some, it feels like not a day has passed.
She cries every night, every single night. Like I said, it's just like it just happened just now.
The stepfather of 23-year-old victim Stanley Almodovar III was one of countless visitors stopping by the Pulse nightclub memorial the day before the 1-year anniversary, the night his life and so many others changed forever.
Him and the other victims won't be forgotten.
The morning of June 12th, shortly before close, investigators say Omar Mateen walked into Pulse nightclub and opened fire.
Look at that, just shooting back and forth.
He took hostages inside, leading to a nearly 3-hour standoff as police officers and SWAT team worked to rescue survivors.
We can check this one's pulse. Did anybody check this one?
One man with 2 guns, an assault rifle and a handgun. There was clearly a difference in those that were shot, the injuries, the extent of the injuries of those that were shot with the assault weapon versus the handgun.
Almost a year later, the images of that early morning and the emotions in Orlando are still raw, but some in the community see a silver lining. An outpouring of love spawned from an act of so much hate.
Even though it's devastating, I think there's a lot of beautiful things that come from this. I think it has changed the way people view the gay community and gay people in general.
The city of Orlando has a full day of events planned to honor the more than 50 survivors and those 49 lives lost here last June. Janae Norman, ABC News, Orlando.
And across the United States, Pride Month kicking off with marches and rallies in several cities and capitals. Around 100 different demonstrations happening in popular cities such as our nation's capital, and for the first time ever, Grosse Pointe, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit. Los Angeles renamed their celebration the Resist March, directed towards President Trump and some of the policies that they have found threatening, such as rolling back federal guidance advising school districts to let transgender students choose their bathrooms and locker rooms. Equipped with clever chants and signs, they warned lawmakers they would resist any policy policy that puts their rights in jeopardy.
We're really worried that things are going to go backwards, that all the stuff we worked for the last 30 years, we're going to lose a lot of that in the next 4 years if we're not really careful.
U.S. Representatives Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and Maxine Waters all spoke at that L.A. march and even led marchers and chants about impeaching President Donald Trump. A single winning Powerball ticket matching all 6 numbers has been sold in Southern California, and one lucky winner will claim that estimated $447.8 million jackpot. That is the 10th largest lottery prize in U.S. history. So far, that unnamed winner, who beat the odds of 1 in 292.2 million, has yet to claim the money, but they have 1 year to do so. As for the store that sold the winning ticket, the owner of the Sun City liquor store will receive $1 million as well. Wow. How about that? Yeah.
Wow.
I got to tell you, if I won that much money, I don't even think I'd tell my family about it.
No. You gotta work in secret, don't you? Until you get things established first.
You are immediately off grid at that point.
Absolutely. Well, we had one of those days where it was so still. It was so muggy when you first went out the door this morning, and then finally the rains came. You just needed them to come just to stir up some air, and that's exactly what happened. We saw those showers starting to develop during the afternoon hours, and those showers that came on through got pretty heavy down around the Charlotte County area. We saw them coming on through beginning at around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, and they just kept moving on up towards the north. And right now we're just seeing a couple of lingering showers right here across parts of Sarasota, Manatee County, and those are moving off towards the north and east at this point, and they're going to die down. We even have some fair skies in some places, so the clouds are not taking on a complete grip overnight tonight, but we are going to be seeing mostly cloudy conditions for a large part of our area. In the meantime, the amounts of rain that we had pockets of heavy showers that took place. The heaviest right here over Hardee County, and you can see over 3 inches of rainfall taking place over the past 24-hour period. And then in places around Sarasota County, we saw over 1 inch of rain. Down in Charlotte County, we also saw over 1 inch of rain in pockets once again. But in the outlying areas, not a whole lot of rain, and some people didn't get any at all. But for the most part, we've got a great deal of moisture still developing, coming off the Yucatan Peninsula, moving into the Gulf of Mexico. All of these are cloud tops that you're seeing right here, and of course all of this moisture streaming on in. But what we do have is high pressure that is building off the southeastern coastline and of the United States. So we've got this high pressure system here. It's going to help to bring in winds coming in out of the east. That's going to push showers from the east coast over to the west coast, and then it meets up with that sea breeze along the west coast, and it traps everything right here along the west coast. So we'll see that pattern developing over the next week coming up. We've got a 40% chance of rain for tomorrow, and then we up those chances to a 60% chance until the latter part of the week, and then we're going to bring them back just a little bit in time for the weekend. In the meantime, today we got up to a high of 87. The overnight low was 74 degrees. Normally we're at 88 and 72, so not a far cry from normal. And right now we're looking at temperatures mostly in the mid to upper 70s. We'll see our temperatures dropping down into the low to mid 70s for the overnight time period. 75 degrees right now. Fair skies at the airport, high humidity. Winds coming in out of the east-northeast at around 7 miles per hour. And if you're heading off to the beach tomorrow, winds will be out of the east, seas 1 to 2 feet, a light chop out on the bay, and inland waters will probably see some rain during the afternoon hours, 86 degrees at the beach. And we are going to be seeing cloudy weather mostly for most areas, with those showers coming to an end, an overnight low of about 75 degrees. A 40% chance of rain on Monday, followed by a 60% chance all the way through Thursday. We start to lower those chances just in time for next weekend. I'll be glad to see that, Adam.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Sports is coming up next. Stick around.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now, sports.
Florida Gators are just one win away from a berth in the College Baseball World Series. Florida hosting Wake Forest in a 3-game series over the weekend. The Gators won Game 1 on Saturday thanks to an extra innings walk-off in the 11th. Game 2, Gavin Sheets getting the Demon Deacons on the board early with a 3-run home run in the first inning. Then later in the third inning, it's Gator second baseman Deacon Lippett who drills a fastball way out to right center field. It cuts the Wake Forest lead in half, and the Gators would eventually tie it up at 4. And then the weather rolled in. Umpires calling it in the 5th inning due to lightning in the area. The game is postponed until Monday. Wake Forest has a 1-run lead, and if they win, a third game will be played an hour after this one ends tomorrow. The rubber match between the Rays and the Oakland A's at the Trop earlier today. Chris Archer getting into some trouble early, gives up 3 runs in the first 4 innings, all 3 driven home by Stephen Vogt. But the Rays offense able to back their starter up with 5 runs of their own, and it's the Rays who take the series 3-1. They'll be crossing the border this week for a divisional series with the Blue Jays. The next game will be on Tuesday. The Pittsburgh Penguins are Stanley Cup champions for the second time. Game 6 just wrapping up in Nashville tonight. The first goal of the game coming with only a minute and a half about left in that game. A spectacular display of goaltending on both sides. And it is Pittsburgh who comes away. They got an empty netter there late as well. Also, Bradenton will be seeing some hardware from the French Open, Junior French Open that is. A Bradenton teen is now the 5th American ever to win that girls' title. IMG Academy's Whitney Osugwe able to win the Junior French Open title. She is just the 5th American girl to ever do so. The 15-year-old entered the tournament ranked number 5 in the world by the International Tennis Federation and defeated 17-year-old Claire Liu in the final. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Former Top Gear host Richard Hammond is recovering tonight from a fiery car crash. He was on set in Switzerland filming the Grand Tour when that crash occurred. Luckily, Hammond managed to walk out of the car before it burst into flames. Later, he sent fans a lighthearted message from his hospital bed saying, "I'm not dead," but he will need knee surgery. Fortunately, no one else was involved in the incident, and the crash is under investigation. Step aside Italy. California pizza makers have officially stolen the Guinness World Record for the world's longest pizza. Chefs in Fontana, California have created a pie that stretches over a mile long. Is it even considered a pie at that point?
Good question.
I'm not sure. Made at Auto Club Speedway, the pizza beats last year's chef in Naples by a few hundred feet, topping out at 630 feet.
Do they keep it warm?
That's a good question.
Yeah, how do you serve that?
I'm not sure.
Holy
how do you cook
moly.
it? So a lot of more questions than answered right now here in Sarasota looking at that.
I know. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, probably not. But I'll tell you what, Fontana, California sounds like you had some ancestors from Italy. So did Italy really win again? Possibly.